Welcome to this exclusive interview with me, Adams Kwizera, as I'm joined by Frank Murangwa, the Director of MICE Destination Marketing at the Rwanda Convention Bureau. Welcome, Frank.
Thank you for having me.
Well, as we delve into the dynamic world of MICE, exploring the accomplishments towards the various challenges and future aspiring of Rwanda as it continues to establish itself into a leading hub of conferences and gatherings. Then, Frank, I will start by there. After Rwanda established this institution of Rwanda Convention Bureau, how could you explain some of the benefits this institution have brought?
Thank you, Adams. The benefits the industry continues to generate and they also contribute to our economic development of our country is that my sector has been identified as one of the pillars for the economic development, and with that we are able to contribute to the development through the foreign currency that comes into the country that is brought directly by the MICE revenues that are left in the country through the delegates that come into our country. But more importantly to that is also the job creation. When you look at how many companies employ Rwandans in the MICE sector and the entire ecosystem of the sector really shows the contribution of the sector to the economic development of our country. Another factor we look at is also really positioning and branding our country. When we host all these international events and meetings, it allows us to showcase what we are achieving and what we're doing as a country. So really it helps it to profile the country at the international level.
Yeah, like we all know that Rwanda invested a lot in this MICE sector through the construction of this Kigali Convention Center. Then, Frank, is this investment getting into return?
Absolutely, yes. When you look at, I'll start off with numbers. When you look at what MICE achieved in 2023, MICE generated over $91 million that came into the economy in 2023. So that really shows the return on investment in terms of the contribution of Kigali Convention Center as our premium venue to host global events. You may recall last year, Rwanda was a global center stage for the international events. We hosted the global events from Women Deliver that was hosted at the Kigali Convention Center. We hosted the World Climate Research Program. We hosted the Mobile World Congress. We hosted FIFA. So a number of events are really choosing Kigali because of the investment we put in the infrastructure. And I would absolutely speak with confidence that the Kigali Convention Center has contributed and we're seeing return on investment from what government has put in.
Sure, that's why I was going to point on the highlights of 2023 events that was hosted by Rwanda. Can you provide an overview of 2023 in my sector?
The 2023 actually showed an exceptional post-COVID recovery. I would say really outstanding performance in terms of what MICE achieved. Looking at the global events we hosted, I just gave an example of Women Deliver. Women Deliver was coming to the continent for the first time. In fact, a number of events we hosted the last year were coming to the continent for the first time. Another example is the World Travel and Tourism Summit that we hosted last year in November. We also hosted the other major events like Giants of Africa. We hosted the Trace Awards and Festival, Move Africa. I think what we witnessed in 2023 was also the growth of our sector from typical conferences to more entertainment-led events, Trace Awards and Festival, Time 100, the Summit and the Impact Awards. So that really brought diversity in terms of events we're hosting as a country now, moving from the typical conferences we've been having to more now entertainment-led events, which really contributes again to the development of the country.
Let's be specific here. Would you demonstrate the number, in numbers, the revenues generated by this sector in 2023?
2023, we generated over 91 million, and this is really direct revenues that came into the economy through hotels, restaurants, transports. But beyond that, we actually see a bigger impact in the rest of the ecosystem of the MICE industry. Here we're talking about the multiplier effect in agriculture. We're talking about the multiplier effect in banking. We're talking about the impact in transport. So really looking at overall the contribution was over 91 million, but we also hosted the over 65,000 international delegates that came into the country with from 157. So with that, we're able to say that the economic contribution was real, and we're able actually to see when we speak to the private sector people that were receiving and handling the guests we had, are able to witness and share that 2023 was actually a very successful year for us as an industry.
Well, I want to focus on this. What are the specific challenges that this MICE sector in Rwanda is facing? I mean, not even today or last year, but let's say in the past 7 years. We are completing this NS1, the 7-year strategic plan. So, like in the 7 years, how could you demonstrate the challenges that this MICE sector has faced so far?
First of all, the MICE sector is a very new sector, not only in Rwanda, but across the continent. But with that, we had to learn along the way. But one of the notable challenges we continue to face here as an industry is the skills gap we still have in the sector. However, we see investment from the private sector, investment from the government in terms of really encouraging investment in the skills that we required to drive the industry. And with that, we are foreseeing a better future in terms of the skills gap we're able to actually fill. And moving forward, we're looking at some of the even international private companies are opening presence in the country, and with that they're able to actually provide skill sets that we're missing at the moment. But also our private sector has opened up and they're able to train their staff. They're able to actually expose them and partner with international global companies so that we can amplify and continue to grow better in terms of skill set. The other challenge we continue, of course, to see as an industry that is evolving is also the opportunities for people to spend. It's a challenge, but also it's a great opportunity for us as a country and also for the private sector. Sure. When we talk about this, we're talking about places like shopping. How do we ensure that when people come into the country, they're able to live really every dollar they come with into our economy? So these are the opportunities we have, which we believe moving forward with a number of investment we see in the pipeline, like Duval, which is coming up next to the convention center. We create opportunities for shopping for delegates around the city.
Yes, let me bring you back to this question. You said this sector generated over 91 million. How could you compare 2023 and 2022?
Definitely 2023 was outstanding in terms of performance because I think that's where really the world was confident to travel again. And so looking at in 2024 MICE generated over 64 million. So from 64 to 90, it's a huge. 2022 MICE generated over 64 million. But of course we're coming out of COVID. But again, you may remember that we hosted also some major events like Chogam that we hosted in 2022. And so annually MICE grows at around 20%, and that has been the growth before COVID. And post-COVID, we continue to see this trend happening even in coming years. You mean
this might be the highest trend the MICE sector have ever had?
Absolutely, yes. In 2023 was our highest. Yeah. And again, the reason we see behind this is post-COVID, a lot of companies were able to get back to their business and be able to travel. But again, the efforts we continue to put in as government, as Rwanda Convention Bureau, but also the growth of the private sector. We've seen from where the institution started from and the MICE strategy coming into place in 2014 to where we are today. We've seen the professional conference organizers grow in big numbers. We've seen hotels, grow. More investment are coming into the into the industry. We're seeing investment and reinvestment from the government in terms of infrastructure that we need to that will contribute to drive MICE. As you know, a number of projects here are under pipeline, like the Amahoro Stadium that is under renovation, Zaria Courts, which is also private sector driven, and all the projects around the Amahoro that will really continue to enhance and position in Rwanda as a preferred MICE hub in the region.
Let's not ignore human resource. How is this sector contributing to capacity building and providing job creation to the local residents?
We definitely, as a host of these global events, we were very fortunate to say that when we hosted these events, we learned from. Actually, MICE is taken as an accelerator for knowledge development. If it's an event on ICT, our ecosystem, our community is able to learn from them. We're able to network, we're able to engage. So part of really the contribution we get to see from the MICE is for us as a country to benefit from learning and improving our knowledge in terms of the different sectors and the different events we host. So it's quite important. My sector requires really well-trained human resource industry, and that's why I said that we, as a country, continue to do our best to ensure that we have a conducive environment in terms of the skill set from the private sector, encourage private sector to invest in the right institutions for training. And we've seen a number of really institutions coming up from typical hospitality training institutions that are training people that work in our hotels, in our restaurants, and of course even focusing on the larger industry in aviation and all that. One of the key things, again, we continue to see is the support of Rwanda as a national airline, and also continue to bring people into the country. And so with that, we see the airline also benefiting from the industry as well.
Before concluding this exclusive interview with you, Frank, looking ahead to 2024, what are the projections of this MICE sector? What are the major events do we have or should we expect that can also generate or contribute to the highest trend of this sector as well?
The 2024 looks bright for us as an industry. Again, basing on the 2023 performance, this year we're very excited to announce that we have a number of big events coming into our country. We have Africa CEO Forum that is coming in May. We have ICANN, which is an internet-focused event that is coming to our country in June. In March, we've also got the Africa e-government event that is coming to our country. We're hosting the third UN conference on landlocked developing countries coming again in June, a big and a major event that is coming into the country. So again, we're going to be hosting World Mobile Congress. It's a partnership we have with the government of Rwanda, as well as Basketball League Africa. As you know, RDB has signed the extended 5 years partnership up to 2028. So all these are really events that are at a global level and are confirmed to take place in 2024 that are giving us confidence that Rwanda will continue to achieve the set targets in MICE industry. Also in 2025, you may know that we're hosting the UCI, the World Cycling Championship. Preparations have started. It's a major event that we're hosting in 2025, and all those are opportunities that are coming into the country, and we share with our private sector to also create opportunities for them to spend and leave more money in the country.
I can't leave you without this question, without asking this question. There is this motorsport racing, which is known. They reiterated that they are planning to have an event here in Rwanda.
So it's really the biggest event in the motorsports industry in the world, called the FIA. It's coming here in December this year in 2024. Again, it's a bid.
Have you confirmed the dates so far?
Yes, we've confirmed the dates. It's the 9th, I think, to the 12th of December. We can confirm the dates and share that, but it's in December 2024. Again, a big event globally, coming to the continent for the first time. And so with its presence in the country, we believe it is going to improve the ecosystem of motorsports around the country, but also on the continent. And so, yeah, we're very glad that we're hosting it.
Yes, thank you, Frank Murangwa, the Director of MICE Destination Marketing at Rwanda Convention Bureau. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, Adams, for having me.
Yeah.